Hey guys, RPM here. Alright, this video, I just wanted to go through the 5 gigabyte memory size that is basically coming up today as you guys are watching this video. And I just wanted to take note of the epoch right now. I'm mining on my A2000 rig, 12 by A2000s. And you can see here, it says the epoch is, let's see, ETH hash epoch 511. Okay. So that's the memory size for this right now is, I think, 4.992 gigabytes. And so Epoch 512, which is the next one coming up here in today, as you guys will see this video today, is going to happen at about, I think, 10:32. Is this 10:32 a.m. or p.m.? I'm not quite sure. But this is where it's going to get interesting because I want to go through, I guess, my Jasminer, and for anyone else that has a Jasminer, and a few other ASIC mining hardware that are gonna potentially drop off. And so when that happens, I'm actually gonna record at about 10:32 and see if my Jasminer cuts off. So before we do that, this video is sponsored by Flexpools.net. Flexpools.net would like to announce a miner appreciation program where they will be giving one lucky miner $1,000 in Flux every month for the next 12 months. Flux Labs is operated by people from the Flux team, and their main goal is to provide a safe and transparent mining experience. While the Flux project does not directly take from the pool, Flexpools.net gives a portion of their fees back to the Flux project because they believe in Flux and the miners. Here's how to enter the $1,000 in Flux giveaway. Mine at the pool and maintain at least 90% uptime for the first month and 95% uptime for the following months over the next 30-day period with at least one GPU. That's it. The giveaway prize will be sent directly to the mining address, so please do not mine to an exchange. Rewards may be lost as a result. This is all on top of their normal weekly loyalty program, and starting on August 19th, all the parallel asset fees will be cut in half. Check out flexpools.net, link down below. All right, so I just want to take note quickly here. The 5 gigabyte, I guess, ASIC miners out there in the wild right now are some of the Silicon A10 Pros. There were 5 gigabyte models out there. I actually do have one, and it's actually shipping back to me. And I'm going to do a video updating the firmware on this for Ethereum Classic. So yeah, once this is going to happen, I'm not quite sure how many of these A10 Pro 5 gigabyte models are out in the market. Then it's probably going to raise the Ethereum Classic hash rate. And I guess that's going to go along with the other ASIC miners here, the Jasminers specifically, because they only have 5 gigabytes of memory size as well. So imagine, I don't know how many of this or how many of these are on the market, but then, you know, pretty soon in the next day or two, we're probably going to see a massive spike in the Ethereum Classic hash rate. So that's going to be really interesting to see how much that's going to move over, I guess, from Ethereum. All right. So if that even happens, you know, I did talk about on my Jasminer X41U right now, I don't know if this thing has a little bit more than 5 gigabytes of memory, because if we scroll up here, I did see something about like available memory. I don't know if this translates into 5 gig, but I see here 475720K, and then it says out of 524288K available. So it looks like there's some available memory. I don't know if this is the memory for in the Jasminer or not. So I guess in about when I'm gonna record the video, I'm gonna watch my Jasminer here and see if it decides to stop mining Ethereum on Ethermine. Obviously that's basically it. I can tell if it's not mining anymore and look at the status and all that kind of stuff to see if it decides to stop mining. But at the same time, I do want to keep note. I'll look at my A2000 rig here or any of my other mining rigs and just simply see when the epoch is going to change over to 512, right? So 512, that's the 5 gig DAG size, 5 gigabyte DAG size here. And so another thing though is some other hardware out in the market. It's not just the ASIC miners, but there are the P102s, P102-100s. Those are 5 gigabytes of VRAM. Those are NVIDIA GPUs. I think they were the 10 series. Yeah, 10 series. I think essentially they're almost like 1080s or 1080 Ti's. And yeah, those ones have 5 gigabytes. There is a BIOS update to unlock them to 10 gigabytes of VRAM. But I'm not sure if everyone knows that. I think I did a video about that about a year ago or two. And yeah, so P102 100s come to mind, and of course these Jasminers. But looking at, like, I don't know, Annex miners, iPolos, these ones have 6 gigabytes, so those ones will be fine and probably still mine Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum is moving to proof of stake, the merge in about a month or two, in a month, yeah, unless something goes wrong, unless we hear something different, not quite sure. And yeah, in a silicon, 7 gigabyte, 8 gigabytes are fine. iPolo V1 minis, this 3.6 gigabytes, those are already, they could not mine Ethereum anyway. They're only mining Ethereum Classic, so that's all well and good. But going back here, okay, so now I want to know, okay, from like you guys, like I don't know how many people have the Silicon A10 Pros 5 gigabyte models. Right, there was recently a firmware update. I did do a video about that called Silicon Destroys GPU Miners Hopes and Dreams about 2 weeks ago, that they came out with a firmware update for their ETC hash, right? ETC hash for the Silicon A10 Pros. So that's probably a lot of Silicon ASIC miners out there. I'm not quite sure how many of them are out there in the wild. I mean, we can do some basic math. We've done it before, but to be honest, nothing we can do until we actually see the amount of hash rate that will probably move over to Ethereum Classic, right? And I think we've all been speculating, even after the merge, that not only, you know, GPU miners might move to Ethereum Classic, but literally all of these ASICs will move to Ethereum Classic, okay? Bitmain E9, notoriously, the one that I just received, and I'm sure a lot of people received as well, because I've heard that these sold out. So I'm not quite sure how many of these are in the market. I'm suspecting more than 10,000 or less, or maybe more. I have no idea. We really don't know until we really see a jump in hash rate. But the funny thing is, I just received mine, and I know a lot of people have received theirs recently. So I received it like a week ago now, and looking at, I don't know, the network hash rate really hasn't jumped up that much. It looks like there was a pretty big jump here 2 days or yesterday on the 15th as of recording, 861 to 939. I don't know, but then now it's dropped back down. So we see a kind of a recurring pattern here. I don't know what's going on here, but this is in the month view here. So pretty interesting. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of hash rate that's turned on recently. It's still averaging out over the past actually in the past year here. Obviously, due to its profitability, it was over a petahash, and now I think we kind of had a conspiracy that the Antminer E9 announcement was in the beginning of June, right? Kind of in the same time where, sorry, July was the E9 announcement. I remember that. Beginning of July was the E9 announcement. So maybe, just maybe, there is a conspiracy, people thinking that the E9s turned off in the beginning of June, maybe second week of June, and the hash rate dropped from a petahash down to 913 terahash. So we suspected, I think we did like 100 terahash divided by 2400 megahash. I think that was like that turned out to be, I think, 44,000 or 40,000 Antminer E9s that could have been sold out in the market. But yeah, maybe. I'm not quite sure. That was just some, yeah, maybe. Now that people have been receiving them, I do see a hash rate, a bit of a hash rate jump here. So we're gonna let this go in like another week or two, and then we'll really see, you know, because I just received my E9 literally 6 days ago. So if that means everyone else is going to be receiving their E9s as they were being shipped out like the past week or two ago, then as people are getting them, turning them on, we're probably going to see a hash rate rise here, and then the Ethereum merge is going to come about, and then everyone's going to move to Ethereum Classic, and we're going to see a lot of hash rate. And of course, I'll update you guys on that when that happens. But the biggest thing, I guess, you guys, I don't know, for anyone that cares about, you know, how many of these Jasminers are out in the market, or, you know, how many of the 5 gigabyte ASIC miner models are actually going to turn off, begs the question. I guess we'll see. That's what I'm curious about, if my X41U is going to stop mining here. So I will keep you guys updated. I'll record it the same day here, and I will do a video, release the video results for tomorrow. Basically, I'll let you guys know what happens here if my Jasminer stops working or keeps on mining. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts. I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one, and peace out.